From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning here on Mornings LA with incredible great news direct from Santa Monica about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. Guess who's back in town? Your House members. And in this recording, we'll go over the incredible great news as they're ready to start voting today. Steny Hoyer orders your House members back into session, and we'll be going over that fourth stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we go over the voting process. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, but what did the president do late Sunday? Surprising details you're only going to see on this channel, and the secret message in Steny Hoyer's remarks ordering people back into town. Really fascinating across the board. And then we cut to the big money that is coming to the American people. I'll explain to you the $3.5 trillion of checks and the push to get those monthly stimulus checks in there as well. It's a big early mornings broadcast, and also the breaking news that everyone's been talking about, the launch of the new LALATE alerts. The best alert system for news launched on this channel for you for free. It's a big, bold early mornings broadcast. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Let's get to the breaking news starting right now. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning. And as the senators are now on recess, the president has been having conversations with the House members about what in this fourth stimulus check recording of 2021. We'll be going over that monthly stimulus check and what did the president do yesterday about that fourth stimulus recall. We'll be going over the voting process as those House members are ordered back in town today. There's a vote set for as early as today, but then what happens after that? Then I'll be going over the big money that is set for you in fourth stimulus recon, $3.5 trillion. What are those checks for, and why is this great news for viewers across the board? I have all that incredible details and more as we go into a brand new show of Early Mornings LALATE. Good morning. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning like right now? No, live at 9 o'clock and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto, currently on this channel. This video will automatically take you there. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm live on air at 9 a.m. with Mornings LALATE. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. But how's the weather where you are? Tell me how the weather is. Boy, it was beautiful weather this weekend here in LA. I was really surprised. Really, really cool weather. Very, very surprising across the board. So let's get to that fourth stimulus check, Senate versus House, House versus Democrats. And let's go over the details because more people saying you need stimulus checks. Let's look at who's saying what. Senators Warren, Sanders, and also Wyden now coming out and saying you need a monthly stimulus check, but they don't state the amount. Then over on the House, we have AOC and Omar saying you need a monthly stimulus check. So they say monthly as well, but they also give a dollar figure, $2,000 a month. House also with the Ways and Means Committee is saying you need a fourth stimulus check. They're saying monthly, but they don't say the amount. They also say a fifth stimulus check, so they don't expect the fourth to overlap with the fifth. Then the American petitioner says Americans need $2,000 monthly. That has a signature at currently over 3 million signatures in the United States. Then the House bill has it at $1,000 a pop after the first month of 2000. Pandemic plus 1 year. So you have an opinion? Jump in the live chat right now. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from. And how's the weather on this beautiful early mornings broadcast? Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you're getting a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats want to give you a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats want to give you a fourth stimulus check. Family of four. Democrats want to give you a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 150,000 less, a single individual, 75,000 less. Double it for a married couple and quadruple it for a family of four. The fourth stimulus check would also be coming to people on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits across the board. It's not income, it's not taxable, and it would be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. The fourth stimulus check, however, is not a waivable check. So if you go to the beach today and you're carrying the surfboard above your head and you see the check doing the same thing and you try to wave at the check, you're going to drop the surfboard. And the surfboard is going to fall. And so is the check. The check surfboard is going to fall as well. So don't wave unless you want to hit yourself on the head. But maybe you should hit, maybe the check hitting the surfboard, maybe the surfboard hitting the check on the head would help get that check in your pocket. And there we go. In the second half of this video, we'll go over the incredible great news about your fourth stimulus recon and what the President of the United States did on a Sunday. On a Sunday about the fourth stimulus recon? What was he doing? It's deliciousness. I have all that coming up in the second half of this video. Then Steny Hoyer in the third part of this video. Stay in the final 15 minutes of the video. As Steny Hoyer orders everyone back into town in the House, they're back in town. And they're voting. But what's that third part of his message? Oh my goodness, if you read it like how I read it, it's incredible great news. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money across the board. We're going to get some rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. If you've had a success story, send it to me on social media, at Twitter, Facebook, on Instagram, private message. I do not have on set the success stories over the weekend, and I saw a couple did come in. Why do I not have them on set? Because of the launch of the incredible new LALATE alerts, which I was developing over the weekend and are now live. Congratulations to the biggest, boldest, and most exciting new news alerts launched this week. It's the LALATE alerts that are available for free at news.la.com/alerts. You go there and you put your name and your email address in there, and then you will get alert when a new YouTube video goes live. You'll get alert from me when there's any breaking news that's happening. For example, here's one of the alerts. This is the alert for the noontime show. It says now playing, tune in, has a link directly to the show, so you will not miss anything across the board, even if you just like donuts. And there you go. The coffee is brewing, the toast is toasting, and the butter is buttering, and now the alerts are brewing as well. Let's go into that exciting great news about how much money for rent, utilities, food, and internet people are getting. When we talk about this big sums of money, I can get you rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. And let's see what viewers got this last few days. Bam. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth getting $27,000 for rent. Mark getting $25,000 for rent. Nancy, $24,000. And Richard getting an incredible $22,000. And there's Nisi with $20,000. You know what I love, though, is that even going into Saturday and Friday, we had people sending me messages around the clock, and the message was just incredible. These are people having success stories right now. I don't have the Sunday ones because we're rolling out the new alert system, but Sharon got $2,700 for SNAP on Saturday. Lainey getting $13,000 for rent. She reports to me on Saturday. On Friday, Johnny tells me he got $12,000 for SNAP. Kathy getting $13,000 for rent and 3 other items, and Helen getting rent and also electric and also water. I really love that. So Cecilia got $1,200 for heat. That's a heap of heat. That is a heap of heap. But how much more in utilities are viewers getting? They're getting a lot. Let's look and see right now. Are you ready for the deliciousness of utilities? Oh my goodness, these numbers. Bam. Nancy getting $7,000. Mark $6,500. There they are with 2 items. Good job, Nancy and Mark. And Angela with $5,000. And when we talk about SNAP, are you ready for this deliciousness? Wow. Louis getting $18,000 for SNAP annualized. John $10,000 to $12,000. And Nancy $5,000. Incredible, incredible sums of money. And they're inspired by Art Sullivan and Nisi, who got 3 items. So yes, there's Nancy. She got 3. So how much money did Nancy get with 3 items? Boy, $32,000 Nancy got from 3 items for this channel. Nisi, $23,000 with 3 items. Congratulations. And Mark getting $32,000 from 2 items. 2 items. How did you get on my graphic about 3 items, Mark? You got 2. Let me tell you what happened with Mark. I love his story. So he had watched my videos, and I said, Mark, you only got 2. Why did you not get the third? The third is SNAP. It's a Snap. That's why they call it Snap. It's easy to get. Well, I made that video, and within 5 days, two wonderful things happened. I love everything about this story about Mark. Number one, the first thing that happened with Mark was he picked up the phone. He didn't wait a second, and he got Snap approved within less than 5 days. That's a true purple pock spirit. He's not waiting around for that fourth stimulus check to land in his bank account. He's getting Snap instantly, or any sums of money that's available under the third stimulus. Then he went to his neighbor. I love this part of the story as well. Said, watch that kid, LALATE. Everyone's talking about. People are getting big sums of money. And the neighbor went from zero to $20,000 in less than 5 days for rent. Wow. There you go. So how much money for Snap did Mark get? Because that's sort of the other part of the story is the magnitude. I love the speed in which he got the money, because he did not wait a minute. He got the money. Here you go. Bam. $19,000 from Mark, bringing his grand total to $50,500. A true Purple Hawk power spirit. But we aren't done with that, because look at Lorraine, who got over $105,000 from the channel. And today is your big day to get that money as well, because this is LALATE. We've been doing this since day one, getting big money on this channel. In spring of last year, people had applied for the EIDL loan and EIDL grant and were not getting approved. So I launched this channel to help them get their applications out of stuck mode into approval mode. They were stuck in what I call the 330 vortex, 331, 48 vortex, and they need to get those applications approved, and I got them approved. Do you remember the vortex? Post the live chat. I'm an OG. I remember that. And we got $25 million of EIDL loans approved at the time, saving their employees' homes, their business homes, and their families' homes. But then in fall of 2020, second stimulus checks of $600 were not coming, and you needed money. So I got people money. I showed them how to get money for rent and utilities and more. $250,000. And Tyrone and his family four out of Boston getting $15,000, paying all his rent to the new year. But now you're doing it bigger and bolder than ever before, because you truly embody the Purple Power spirit. I have people sending me messages daily of the success stories. If you have a success story, send it to me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at private messaging. And let's get to that big mod of the money starting right now that you can get. But first, here's some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to get the money from. So do not reach out to the first and just stop, because each place has their own eligibility. So if one says no, reach out to the next. Number 2, they all have their own pot of money. So if one says no, don't worry, another one has a different pot of money. Number 3, it's important to understand that every state was given the same amount of money across the board based upon the number of residents of that state. So if you live in a very small town of 200 people, there won't be any money there, but you have to go up to the county level and it will be there, or the state level. Finally, do not include in, different eligibility criteria, which you don't hear on this channel because it's generally untrue. They don't give money to people with surfboards behind them. Untrue. Listen to the keywords I say in this video. It's apparently viewers say it helps them get approved. Are you ready? Here we go. 6 places you're going to reach out to. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Michatini. Michatini? Yeah, it's a lobster margarita. Oh, my goodness. And there you go. Can we top that? Yes. If you got in rent or utilities, post your success stories in the live chat right now. Now we go into the credible great news, a snap. Glenn got it for herself, for her son, and her mom. Gail got it as well. Mark got $19,000. Louis got $18,000. And John $10,000 to $12,000. What is SNAP? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? A lot. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year now. But if you're watching this channel a week ago today, you saw the announcement live on air. A week ago today, the Department of Agriculture, DOA, came out and said, you know what? We're changing this based upon a meeting with the president. Starting September, everyone's benefits that are increased 15% because of executive orders ends. And DOA, Department of, and SNAP starts a brand new thing. What is the brand new thing? Everyone's benefits are going up. How much? They're going up an average of 25% lifetime automatically nationwide congratulations. Yes, so Mark will be going from $19,000 to $25,000 a lifetime. Oh my goodness. If you got Snap as well, post your success story in the live chat right now. The next pot of the money is the refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment of computer error and unemployment benefits. Where's that landing direct deposit? Can you track it? Yeah, contact your state and say, hi state, where's that check due to overpayment? And one viewer got $3,000 and one other viewer got $5,000. Finally, the last check coming back is that refund check from IRS on that 2020 tax return. It's landing by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail, and Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it, but it's a waivable check, and the average payment is about $1,200, $1,400, and one viewer this weekend got over $2,000. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. If you're in the live chat and you've not posted your success stories for rent, utilities, food, or internet, do it right now, because this channel was launched by me to help you. The true spirit of this channel is me helping you and you helping others. And you help other people when you post your success story in the live chat for many reasons. Let's start with the first obvious reason is people need encouragement to pick up the phone and call. So when they see all these people in the live chat getting these thousands of dollars, then they realize, I need to pick up the phone and call. Look at what people are getting. Second, a lot of people never realized that the payments are this big until they saw it from you themselves. Third, a lot of people never heard of Snap until they found this channel. Like Larry Maui never heard of Snap. Now he's getting $500 a month lifetime because of watching me before the benefit lift. Then we have the combos. Art Sullivan and Nisi inspired us all to get 3 items, and now people are commonly getting 3 items. And finally, we see the biggest payouts across the board still coming on in. We thought we were at the ceiling, and the numbers are still getting bigger and bolder. So jump in the live chat and share your success story, because the spirit of this channel is people helping each other. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Let's go over all the details of that starting right now. Where is it landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to iris.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work, and it'll reveal the taxes you pay and the tax return you filed. And then it'll reveal stuff you'll wish you had never seen, like the ingredients list on a Michatini. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of your 4 Stimulus Check Update 2021. It'll also reveal, the IRS research will also reveal the refund check you're getting back from IRS. And in the second half of this video, we go over the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the 4 Stimulus recon. Why do I say deal? Why do I say done? And what are these checks? Let me go over all the details starting right now. While there is a push to put stimulus checks in the 4 Stimulus recon, the recon has $3.5 trillion of checks for you already confirmed. Number 1. The price tag was agreed upon by the Democrats before they started. So they already agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion. They already agreed upon the contents, which is all checks for you. They already agreed that there's not going to be anything in there for corporations, unlike the first, second, and third stimulus packages, this fall compared to this one. While those previous stimulus packages were nearly 90% for corporations, they already agreed it's all checks for you. So the only thing that's left is basically the recon substantive. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and making it just checks for you. And a conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, the roads and bridges, and put it in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the recon deal made the bipartisan passable, and they've both been passed by the Senate. Today, they land in the House and likely to be passed for the procedural step, like SNAP. Boy, this is something you're not going to hear anywhere else from this channel. That the House Democrats and the Senate Democrats met with the president before the whole process started and agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion. So the vote today, starting today, for the recon procedural is just a blink of an eye. They already agreed upon the price tag. And that is why Ilhan Omar and Representative Richie Torres had said beforehand, we have to have a bigger recon. Well, they got it at $3.5 trillion. Torres says we have to have a larger recon. Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want it. They got it at $3.5 trillion. The president had told the Democrats to protect my recon because everything in there is checks for the American people, progressive checks. And that's what Schatz and Jolopal was told to do, and that's what they did. So what's a recon? What's a bipartisan? What's a recon procedural? What's a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details starting right now. Because guess what? The president says you have to put on his desk in the White House both bodies of legislation at the same time. He's not doing one by itself. So let's go over what they are, starting with the two paths right now. Recon procedural, recon and bipartisan. What is recon? That's your money. Also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. All checks from the American people. Also called the progressive spending plan. Bipartisan, not your money. Also called roads and bridges. Also called bipartisan. Price tag $1.5 trillion. We got three bills to do. We have recon procedural, we have recon substantive, and we have bipartisan. So what's the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? Recon procedural has already been done. In fact, they just have to call the vote on it. They agreed upon the price tag before they started, and they agreed upon what committee gets what. So question number one, how much is the price tag? Well, they already agreed upon this. And how much is given to each committee of the federal government for this $3.5 trillion? They already agreed upon this before they started. So recon substantive is really the only big issue. Now the committee, once the committee has given that money under recon procedural, how is that committee going to spend the money? And there you go. So how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalopal, who had Richard Schumer letter saying Chuck called the vote on the recon. Well, the recon procedural passed in Chuck's House, in Chuck's Senate, and today it will pass in the House as early as the end of Monday evening. And that letter signed by Jalopal was signed by 12 House Democrats who were part of the 100 plus, who recently wrote the president letter saying we need monthly forced stimulus checks and the forced stimulus recon. Wow. Can we top that, Purple Power? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means subcommittee, yep, the same one we talked about before, recently wrote the president letter saying we need monthly forced stimulus checks and the forced stimulus recon. Oh, Purple Power, you got to push and make sure these people keep their promise. Well, can we top that? Yes, as Biden did it. He went overseas 8 weeks ago to have a ceremonial signature, but the real signature just happened a few days ago. It's for something that's no longer needed in the forced stimulus recon. You don't really need to know what this thing is. The great news, it no longer impedes your forced stimulus recon. It's the global minimum corporate tax rate. So for one, it's easier to write the recon because this thing is not in there. Easier to call the vote on the recon, easier to vote on the recon, and easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. In the final 15 minutes of this video, a lot happening. Stay with me to the final 15. We'll be going over what the president said on Sunday about your recon, what the meeting was about. It's fascinating. Then we'll go over what Steny Hoyer's third message was. Really fascinating. Then we'll go over why Purple Hawks are going to be ready to pounce on a fourth stimulus and the big sums of money on a fifth stimulus as well. But first, if you have gotten one item from this channel, whether it's rent or utilities or food or internet, good. If you haven't, I want you to do it right now. I want you to pick up the phone and call that water department, electric department that you can't pay the bill on and say, hey, I need electric bill system. I need billing assistance because of COVID. I need help with my bill for the electric department because of COVID. Once you get one item, you're going to be so ready to pounce on a fourth stimulus. And guess what? If you're having problems getting the other sums of money, reach out to the community page. It's under the description of this video. It's news.la.com/community. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Early Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LALATE. And as the forced stimulus heats up, the Democrats are back in town. Steny Hoyer orders the House Democrats back in town to start the voting today. I'll be going over the incredible great news and what they're doing in that voting process. Then we'll go over what this hidden message was in Hoyer's remarks to order them back into town. We'll go over what the president did on Sunday about forced stimulus recon. What did he do on a Sunday of all things? And then we'll turn to the big money that is slated for you under forced stimulus recon. You're going to be very excited across the board. And with that, also the exciting great news about the launch of the new LALATE alerts. Going live right now. It's in the pinned comment at the top of the chat and in the description. If you have not signed up, it's free. Do it right now. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big Early Mornings LALATE. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you part of the family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Yes, the excitement is the talk of the town as LALATE launches its own news alert system. Because the YouTube alert system has been down since Wednesday, we launched our own. And the alert system is for everyone, members and non-members. It's free for everyone. You go to news.lalate.com/alerts. A link is at the top of the chat in the pinned comments and more. And that link will send you to the sign-in page where you put your name and your last name, first name, and your email address. And then you get alerts whenever a video goes live. So you'll no longer miss a video alert. Here's one. This is the noontime alert saying now playing now. You click the link and it sends you right into the video. It also has information about other stuff that's breaking news alerts, information about the community page, our programming schedule. It's everything you wanted and it's totally free, so sign up right now. Meantime, let's cut to fifth stimulus. The President of the United States had promised to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI, did not deliver. And so suddenly, now the Democrats are taking care of this big money for you in what's called fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus heats up in just a few days as September is upon us. In fifth stimulus, they'll be first raising your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll be applying a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation, removing an asset limit, removing the income exclusion, and removing the marriage penalty. Fifth stimulus starts drafting in September. They think they'll get it done by November. It would hit your bank account then, and then the benchmark next year. All right, let's go over all the details starting right now. Who is this for? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or more. They'll first raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation, which is going to be transitory. Transitory means a spike. When? In December. Oh, yes, right when your benefits reach its benchmark. Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, last Friday released new Fed minutes that suggest tapering may happen from the Federal Reserve in December. Why? Because inflation is going too high. So let's go over all the analysis for you right now. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. And that benchmark potentially could be as high as 5%. If it's 5%, your benefits will go up another 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits and have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away and you'll be able to have some muddled. Did you call this muddled? There's nothing muddling about this. Stop muddling about my muddling. You'll be able to have some pink shirts in your hand and also some stimulus checks. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going in, and you'll be able to marry your long-time love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits. Meantime, the Democratic members represent they're going to be giving you a fifth stimulus check in the fifth stimulus package. This is for next year. Finally, if you're on the live chat and you have not become a member, what are you doing? The member link is at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Members are delivered daily from me via the new alert system, a breakdown of all the big money that is available for you to pounce. And viewers are getting fortunes and members across the board. Daily members are getting thousands and thousands of dollars. Why is this a big issue? Because you're doing it better and bolder than ever before. In December of last year, there was no fourth stimulus, there was no third stimulus check yet coming out. So I said, I need to get you some money for rent. And I did. Tyrone and his family for it out of Boston, $15,000. But then in January, $1,400 third stimulus checks were approved. I said, who cares? It's going to land. I can get you $14,000 under the stimulus package. Well, viewers got $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 for Lorraine, because they realize there's big sums of money. Daily, I deliver to you via alert system a breakdown of all the big money available for you under the first stimulus package, the second, and the third, and what's slated and proposed for fourth and fifth. And I love your comments because you're sending them to me daily, saying, you know what? I am watching the news about fourth, but I got $2,000 additional for SNAP this week because of you. Or I got $500 for my electric bill because of you. So pounce to become a Purple Hawk. The links under these videos starting right now. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video with the exciting great news about the fourth stimulus recon starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. While the first, second, and third recons were this big, this one is this big. And while the previous ones were nearly all for corporations, this is all for you. This is the biggest payout we've ever seen in this history of this channel. Now, what you need to know is that there won't be a stimulus check you apply for, because stimulus checks are sent out by Treasury, IRS. We're talking about checks for, let's say, internet, or checks for dental, checks for vision, or things like that. IRS doesn't send out checks for your dental. That would come from a dental division or a health division of the U.S. government. You would go to them and apply, and you've been applying for money since day one. Whether it's PEBT, which you picked up the phone for, or PUA or FPUC, you've been doing applications on first, second, and third stimulus all along, and you're ready to pounce under fourth stimulus. Now, there's a lot of room in there to put stimulus checks in there, so there certainly is room to put stimulus checks in there in addition to this. Let's go over all the proposals that are heating up, because while we don't have the bill, we have some of the proposed items that they want to put in that fourth stimulus recon. Checks for you of all different type. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication. More about that second. Then also checks for farmers. Checks for free internet. Checks for seniors. Checks for workers. Checks for independent contractors. Checks for dental. Checks for vision. And checks for hearing. All right, let's cut over to what Steny Hoyer has said. So Steny Hoyer sent a message, which I detailed on this channel over the last 2 weeks, ordering the House members back in session today, and that vote starting for the recon procedural as early as tonight at 6 o'clock. Now, that was the first 2 lines of the message. And, you know, it is what it is, but it was the third line of the message, which I found fascinating. In the third line, he said, and you're going to stay in town till we're done. What? What? Done with what? The recon procedural, they've already agreed upon the price tag before they started, so that's a 10-second vote. What are they staying in town for? There's only one thing they could be staying in town for, and that's recon substantive. I had told you 5 weeks ago that there were a lot of reports suggesting that the House may go House to Senate on the recon substantive, the opposite direction that recon procedural went, Senate to House. This is fascinating. And why does this line up? Because they went Senate to House when the Senate was in session and the House was out of town, and now they're going House to Senate when the Senate's not in session and the House is back in session. Yeah, sounds fascinating. Now, I love it starting on the House side for a series of reasons. Number one, the House subcommittees are writing the legislation, so they're actually writing the legislation. Why don't they vote on it? Number two, I like starting on the House side because the House members pay more than the senators. Number three, House members are more progressive. Senators are more moderate. They pay less. Also, I like starting on the House side because you put a lot of money in there initially, then the vote-a-rama can add more money on top of there. All right, let's go over all the details about that recon substantive. Now, while the recon procedural is a quick, simple vote, I don't want you to think that the recon substantive is a cakewalk, because it's not. That's when the committees are given $10 or $20, then they got to decide how to spend the money. And this is why you have to push Purple Power. No time to be a donetta, because you want them to spend the money the right way on you. Yes, it's $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people. But when given the sums of money, you don't want them to spend the money the wrong way. And that's why I brought back seats for stimulus. Ironically, the seats that are up for grab in November are all House seats, 6 of them, which could change the balance of power in the House, being more Democratic or being now Republican-ish. So go on social media and tag your elected officials and make sure they get this big money across the board. Meantime, now that we see the surprise detail of Steny Hoyer's remarks, what was the surprise with the president? Well, the president on Sunday had secret meetings with the Democrats. About what? About the recon. Well, the recon's going to pass at a $3.5 trillion price tag, so what's he meaning about? The pitch of the recon. Now, if you've been with this channel since at least January, you've seen the president does a lot of pitching. He's a former senator, so he's used to this. Remember the remember the energy secretary who had that sort of publicity video in the room that was dark, looked like she hadn't paid the energy bill, the electric bill? Yeah, those are the type of videos he puts out. And the one where he went to the moon, or he didn't go to the moon, but someone else went to the moon. He's like, we went to the moon and now we can, go to the casino. It's just like he does these videos. So he wants to pitch this recon, a certain changing just a little bit. Yeah, you don't want to be twerking recon. So what is he going after? On Sunday, his meeting with the Democratic House members and Senate members were that the cheaper prescription medication should be the pitch. I love this. It's brilliant. Now, you notice on my list where I go over some of the items, cheaper prescription medication is number 3. And why is this a big idea for him? The reason is that roads and bridges take years to build. And, even stimulus checks take weeks to get sometimes, if not days. But cheaper prescription medication could literally become a law overnight. That was his discussion with them. What is this cheaper prescription medication? What does this mean? Basically, it says that Medicare is currently paying certain money to pharmaceutical companies based upon agreed upon prices, like $10 for this and $20 for that. The cheaper prescription provision of the recon would say, no, now the pharmaceutical companies cannot charge more than $4 for this or $2 for that. And so overnight, your medication would be cheaper. That is why he thinks this is a good pitch. I love it. I think it's a brilliant idea. Meantime, let's go back over the recon and understand the importance of why Purple Hawks are ready to pounce. Recon, $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people. Price tag agreed upon. Contents, the prices agreed upon. But how to spend the money among the different subcommittees, not yet agreed upon. When we talk about application-based, we mean this. If you're going to get money for dental, you go to a division of the federal government to get that money. If you're getting money for vision or hearing or rent or utilities, you go to a division. You don't get a check for dental from IRS. They don't send out dental checks. They just don't. They just send out checks. And that's all they do. Stimulus, pure stimulus checks. But if you've been with this channel since day one, there's always been massive sums of money for you to pick up the phone and call up department. And so if you have watched this video, or any of the videos on this channel over the last year, and you've called up some place and gotten more than $10 on this channel, you are going to do really well under forced stimulus. All you have to have done was call up the water department saying, I need to reduce my water bill because of COVID, or I need help with my electric bill because of COVID. And if you got that achievement done on your checklist, then you're ready to pounce into forced stimulus. Because forced stimulus will be showing me showing you how to get these items across these different agencies. You have to pick up the phone or go to a website, and that money will be for you. All for viewers of this channel. And that is in comparison to third stimulus. I mean, imagine third stimulus was this small, and viewers are getting $30,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 across the board. And now forced stimulus is going to be this much bigger. Yeah. You're going to be ready to pounce and do really well. Meantime, the spirit of this channel is people helping people. Me helping you, you helping others. And one of the key things that happened, if you saw last week, was on Wednesday, the YouTube alert system went down. It never came back up. And so I spent all of this weekend rolling out a brand new, the talk of the town, alert system, news alert system. So you get free news alerts when they happen. You also get alerts of every video as soon as it happens and it posts on this channel. Where do you go? You go to news.la.com/alerts. A link is at the top of the chat. It's in the description of this video. It's under the pinned comment to this video. It's the new LALATE alerts. You go to the page and it'll ask you to put in your name, first name, last name, and email address. It's all free. And then you'll get an alert when a new video goes live. An alert looks like this. Now, noontime, now playing on the channel. Click the link and it'll send you right into the video. It has information about the community page, information about other breaking news, and when anything happens across the board, now I have a direct way to communicate with you. Again, it's free. Go to news.la.com/alerts and sign up right now. It is free and it is open for everyone. And with that, we're going to have a big week across the board. Last week, people were unable to see a lot of videos because the alert system was down. So if you're in the live chat, tell people, get on those alerts. Say I got on those alerts. Tell everyone to get on the alerts. The sign up has been very brisk, but we have a lot of people on this channel. And I gotta get a lot of people onto that platform because the YouTube platform for the alert system is not working. And it's important you can't miss any news because news is breaking across the board. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you proud of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay on this video. It'll take you to Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on the channel. Then I join you at 9 a.m. for Mornings LA, 9:45 for Mornings Crypto, and 11 a.m. for noontime. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LA for more.